OMG. According to the ABS, WFH is here to stay.
Did you see the memo about this?
The latest census data showing a whopping 1 in 5 were working from home on Census Day last year.
Trust, encouragement, reward.
And while it was largely lockdowns that sent people home, some believe the cost of living crisis is keeping them there. Plenty of people are reluctant to fully resume their hour-long pre-pandemic commute, especially since petrol prices have skyrocketed.
It is crazy when we think about that 10 hours. Not only is that time that we are not being paid for by our employer, but it's actually costing us money in the form of a train ticket or petrol. Not to mention the emotional frustration of being stuck in traffic.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
In fact, so many workers are only turning up IRL on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays that they've been given their own acronym. I'm not saying that. Nah.
So it is kind of easing into the week, and likewise it is quite nice on Friday to ease out of your week if you're ending your week at home. But there are certainly benefits from working from the office in terms of strengthening networks.
And FYI, employers who don't like it don't really have a leg to stand on. A US study's found that 40% of remote workers would rather quit than be forced back to the office full time, and they'd be willing to take a 7% pay cut to make it happen. Plus, with unemployment hovering near record lows, workers have their bosses over a barrel.
You've got a whole bunch of organisations that are offering a lot of flexibility, and then you've got other organisations that are a bit more old school. Given the war for talent that's going on at the moment, employees can vote with their feet.
But CEOs and HR types should keep calm. The Productivity Commission reckons remote workers will have no trouble meeting or exceeding their KPIs.
One of the things that drives motivation for all humans is having autonomy and freedom. And so what psychological research would suggest is that making sure that people have as much freedom as possible to design their working week.
TLDR, WFH is here to stay. And FWIW, so are the... Yeah, I'm still not saying it.
So Tina Patterson is a corporate advisor. She joins us now. Tina, some bosses just want to see everyone back in the office full time. How do you change their mindset?
Great question. So I hear this a lot. And for the bosses who want their employees back in the office 5 days a week, what I would say to them is that if you don't offer your employees flexibility, others will. Great employees always have options. And so I work with corporate leadership teams to show them to shift their mindset to focus on outcomes over hours in the office.
Isn't work also about more than just the outcome, right? You want a culture, you want a space where people can come to and have friendships and have, you know, relationships that last over time, that build networks that you learn from, for example, and actually creating businesses where it is only about the outcome, that actually strips away from many people the pleasure, the joy, the stimulation of being in a job.
Absolutely. And so when I say outcomes, in with that is having employees who love what they do. They're working closely with their colleagues, whether that's via a screen or in the office. Also building trust, connection, things such as fostering innovation and creativity. You can often get them a lot more when you are in person. And so the key, though, is for organisations to get really, really clear about what the role of the office is.
So I feel, Tina, like the onus is on this next, couple of years of anyone working from home not to take the piss. Don't ruin it for future generations. It's not about you mastering slow cooking. It's about getting the job done.
Yeah, and it's about both. It's about showing you can have a great career.
And slow cooking. And slow cooking.
Is anyone slow cooking with their time? I don't know if they are they?
Not me.
No.
Are you slow cooking?
No, I just reckon this whole work from home thing's nonsense.
Really?
I hate it. And I think if you're a young worker, you want to be in a workplace where you can work, you can learn from people. And actually,
They don't. They want to be at home.
I know that, but I just think culturally,
You think they don't know what they
in terms of
want.
actually developing well-educated and aspirational workforces where you get a lot out of your work, I think unless we think really clearly about this, and maybe that's what Tina does, I think you're just actually pulling apart what the purpose of a workplace is, because it's also unformed at the moment. It's like this job does this workplace does that, this person's allowed to go home because they've got kids to pick up, this person's expected to be here. And I think it's diminishing the value that you can get from having a job.
But also, if you think about a lot of jobs, just the actual job itself is such a small part of all of it. And there's many days where the job's not rewarding. But the thing that keeps you going back to work is the relationships you've built, and you know you're part of something bigger. If you're never seeing that and you're waiting for every day to be a gold day and it's not, then quickly you'll be like, I've lost interest in the job.
Tina, do you think it's geared better towards people who are high performers and high achievers? Because everything you've spoken about is about people having autonomy in their outcomes, but managers find it often difficult with people that aren't performing, and sometimes that being at home by themselves isn't the best place for those people to be.
Absolutely. I've spoken with so many leaders all around the world, and the one thing that I've really noticed is it's not one size fits all. So you might absolutely love working from home. It suits you perfectly. The next person might go, no, I crave that interaction. I want to be back in the office. And so the key thing for organisations is to work through what works for the individual as well as what works for the team and the organisation, because it is a two-way street.
Just as well, you can't do your job from home. So you're happy? You're happy here? We're happy you're here, Hamish.
Thank you for your time, Tina.
Thanks very much.